Welcome to Channel AMAC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested in migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once more the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now, Merry Christmas, everybody. Next week, we were heading to the actual Christmas holidays for 2024. So, it's been quite a busy year and a very tough year, isn't it? So, this video, I would like to bring a little bit of some news. Just don't know how what the government is doing. They actually announced more further news yesterday, and also do some recaps about the 2024 and what we should look for in 2025. All right, so let's take on the news first. Just never expect well, we've been practicing for 20 years in this industry. Just never seen the immigration doing some updates on the 20th of December. Usually they all go holiday by mid-December. So I did not really expect this. I think they are rushing through because they had the plan. Remember, they had the migration strategic plan set in early 2024. So I think they just wanted to get that plan met, and also the major changes where remember the so-called housing crisis. They wanted to control the net migration, and despite they had decreased a lot of numbers of incoming arriving migrants. However, it is still not meeting the goal. The shortfall was about 80,000. I've done a video previously on that news there. So they are looking to do a further, how should I say, a government executive policies in ways to actually further restrict the incoming migrants, especially on the international students, and because they were planned to have a cap on the international student, but that law failed because at the last minute the opposition did not agree for whatever the reason. I think it's more towards a political reason, because there is going to be a general election coming up in early 2025. So if you're opposition, obviously you want to win, right? So they will do whatever to oppose whatever the legislation is going to be there. So anyway, it's ugly, but it's just a fact, and the world is not perfect. Anyway, I hope everybody will have the blessings during the Christmas season. So let's jump in there and have a look at the first news. This, as you can see, he only announced on the 20th December. I mean, over the weekend, and everybody's on Christmas holiday. Why are they bothering doing this? And they did that on the 485 visa application fee as well. They announced the legislation, but it will kicked in on the 1st February 2025. So all right, let's have a look at this one. It says change your onshore student visa. So we have seen the direction 111 talking about the priority for the offshore. Now they are doing something on onshore as well. I'm not too sure why they just don't want to announce it on the same day. But anyhow, it reads here. From the 1st January, all the onshore students will no longer accept letter of offer from their student visa applications. Okay, so they require to have a confirmation of enrollment at the time of visa applications. Now, that's basically what they're trying to say here. If you don't have the COE, your visa will be deemed invalid. Invalid means it's just not valid. They will reject your visa, and if your current visa expires, bad luck, you become unlawful. Now, what is the differences here? Now, existing systems, okay, you can have a letter of offer from whatever the institution. So a lot of now, my practices, we never advise this way, but I know there are some agents out there, they do this way. They get an offer because letter offer is free. It's completely free. You don't need to pay anything. But my practice, I always get my client, the international student, pay, and they get a confirmation enrollment, and we lodge it with the COE. We never lodge a visa, only just with the letter of offer. Now, there's some agents doing that way, and I think there's a loophole there, and the government just wanted to close it. Okay, they don't want agent to freely getting a letter of offer just to allow someone to lodge a visa, and perhaps they'll get rejected, and they don't care. They just go appeal, and they got bridging visa, and then they do what? They continue to stay in Australia and work. That's the purpose. So they are closing that loophole, which is good. Okay, so that's basically what that means. Now, the next one I would like to take you to have a look at this piece of document that we have gone through many times as for the migration strategy that was announced in early 2024. So but let's have a look how much and how many of these items has been fulfilled and what's coming up. So we have seen the TISMIC has been increased. It's not even 70,000 now, it's 73,100. Is it 173,500? Is it or 150? Anyway, somewhere there. Okay, so that's already implemented, and we have seen all the working visa related visa to have a pathway to become a permanent resident. So that's very good. And we have just announced the new skills and demand visa. So that's already done. That's implemented in late. So looks like the government and Department of Immigration is getting all these things fulfilled, and the specialist skills pathway, that's done as well in late 2024. In fact, that was 7th of December, very late in fact. Usually when they said late, it will be about November, because they will still have 1 month to roll things out. But I'm not too sure. I think the current government is just rushing everything in by the last minute. Even like yesterday, they still announcing the onshore student visa changes. The core skill, we've seen that one, and the indexation. I'm not too sure if this is actually out there. And labor market testing, reducing complexity. I don't think there's much of reducing complexity apart from the previous form. You need to put 3 advertisements. Now they only need 2. I don't think that's much of change. I mean, putting advertisement 1 or 2, it's actually going to be the same anyway. And it's, look, it's online world now. It's online, right? So everything that you put out there, everybody will be able to see it anyway. So not too sure you put 1 or 2. I think it's the same, so it doesn't make any difference. Streamline. We've already gone through that. Take a coordinated, evidence-based, tripartite approach to identifying skill need. Not too sure what that means, and have they done that? Do they mean for the new core skill occupation list? Is that what they're trying to say? Not too sure. It's already out there, 456 occupation, as we have done a video specifically on that one there. Establish a best practice service level agreement process in time, modernizing accreditation pathway for to better compete for talent. Not too sure what that means. Have we got anything like that in the past 12 months? Not too sure. Certainly, I don't feel it. I don't feel that way. All right. Consider how best to regulate migration on lower pay worker for the essential skill stream. So that has not been done yet. It's currently still on the labor agreements, and I suspect it's going to be somewhere similar. What they have done is they have put more flexibility for the religious workers. That we done a video on that one. Apart from that, I haven't seen anything. Okay, they probably will roll out very soon. All right, this is big. This is what we look for 2025. So there will be a reshaping of permanent skill migration, drive long-term prosperity, explain reform point test. So we talked about how the Grattan Institute had proposed their plan on the new point test system. It's already been discussed. I think they are already putting things in place. They just haven't announced it yet. I think they will be coming out in 2025. When 25? Don't know. Okay. Consider the very new talent and innovation visa. That's already out. So that's the national innovation visa, also rolled out on the 7th of December just a couple of weeks ago. Strengthening integrity. These things we cannot really see, but we do see something that they have already done here, which a lot of people don't like it. Is that right up there, implemented visa processing priority ministerial direction, genuine test system. So they have just done a direction 111 on the student test, despite they had failed to have that law for CAP international student pass through, and we just seen that they on the onshore student visa you can no longer lodge with a letter of offer. And the other one also strengthening and integrity and simplifying stuff. So it's not much of what we it's all right. I don't know, we can't check it anyway. It's something that the government do internally. Tackling worker exploitation. So we've seen some. And they also do the family domestic violence thing on numbers of different visas there. Planning migration to get right skill, right place. Not too sure because we are not in this field. It's more on the Job and Skill Australia. They have formal authority. They have done the CISO, the core skill occupation list. Apart from that, I don't see much other things out there. Evaluating regional migration setting. Yes, this is currently going on. Hopefully they could come up with something more innovative, more flexible, a better option for the regional migration, because currently the subclass 494 is just awful compared to the 482, the skills and demand visa. It's not just it's not flexible, and it requires more hurdle, more criteria to go through. Apart from 484, you only need 1 year work experiences, no skill for most of the passport holders, and also if you're not in tradies, then you don't need to go through skill assessment. You only need 1 year work experiences, and then you get 482. 2 years later you get PR, right? But 494, you need to get skill assessment, you need to have 3 years of work experiences, you need to pass IELTS 6, and once you get 494, you go to regional Australia, and you still need to wait for 3 years to actually transfer yourself into a permanent resident. It's just a very bad product that has been designed. So I suspect they'll do something in 2025. Now, apart from the visa wise, we also need to talk a little bit about the politics. We understand politics also always changes and provides a lot of changes to the immigration form. So 2025, we're expecting, as we have said multiple times in our channel, there will be a federal election. That's a general election 2025. So it can be as early as March. And they used to plan to be in May, but May, I think there will be a state elections in Western Australia. So the Western Australian government has lobbied to the federal government, say, look, we don't want to clash the elections, so the general election will be pulled earlier than May. So that will be either April or March. Now, what would that actually do to the immigration policy? Obviously, the opposition has a different, thinking. They are more business oriented usually, because the Labor government is more towards helping out the laborers, unions, more towards getting more protection visa, getting more involved in different ethnic groups and things like that. But the Liberal is more towards business building, tech, things like that, more towards what we have experiences through and the Trump. Now the Republicans, Trump administration, Mr. Donald Trump will be inaugurated on the 20th of January. Obviously, this will shape not just Australia but the entire world. So through the tariffs and other tactics that the US is gonna throw out into different corners of the world, I don't think tariff will actually affect too much into Australia, because currently there's not much of trade compared to Canada or Mexico or Asia. The trades between Australia and United States of America is just much less. But I think what Trump will actually do, they probably will tickle the military bases, the U.S. military bases in Australia, in order to get Australia to commit further additional stuff. That we know that there's got to be not just trade war, but tech war and everything going between China and United States, and obviously as in Australia, there has been a major trade partner, that's China. So that is where the triangular relationship will actually form, will actually deter I believe it will actually have a major effect on the immigration policy. Now, how would that affect? I think the quota and the selections of skilled migrants will change compared to what Labor had done. Labor had throwing thousands of quotas to the refugees and protection visas that's happening in Middle East and also in Europe. But if Liberal comes back, I don't think Liberal will actually do that. They will still commit to it, but they will put more delay on the protection visa, and they will put further focus on more of business-oriented type of visas, and that's traditionally what they do. For the international students, I don't think there's not much is going on. I mean, Labor had already done a lot of damage, and Liberal usually will be the Liberal actually do more damage on the international education side. But this time Labor had done it already, so I don't think Liberal will commit further. For example, more student caps or things like that. I don't think Liberal will actually do that. But it will stay put on that platform for a while, a short term. That means at least 1 or 2 years. And then we'll see how the world actually evolve in 2025. Anyway, should you have a question, query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below. And I see you next video. Goodbye.